Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of AVANT3. I am your host, Renovate, as always. Glad to have you back. Today is episode number 3, and we are just going to continue where we left off last episode, except I got a little bit more built, just a little bit, but I'll show you what we got. Let me turn all my stuff on right there. So I got my roof done, and that took quite a bit of a time. And so yeah, we got our roof done, and we got our balconies built. I changed it up a little bit. I was going to have this come in and be one big gigantic room, but I think I'm just going to have this its own little room. And these... Oh, crap. Run. Don't you dare blow up. It took me forever to build this place. That's what I thought. Alright, so... Yeah, so I got my balcony built, and I don't have a stairway to get up there yet. But I was thinking about copying that to here. Or maybe do something a little bit different, and then we'll just have this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I honestly don't. I'm thinking that once the series gets a little bit more established and I got a little bit more going on, I'll start asking you guys for some cool stuff, and we'll have this as our haul of subscriber cool thoughts or comments or something. And maybe we'll just put like your name on each one of these little pillars or something. I think that'd be kind of cool for you guys. And we'll get this all lit up. So let me show you something else. The pack has added Aroma's dimensions for the mining age, and we had the portal sitting right here. And every time I went in it and went to the mining age, it would transfer me to above Y level 80. Now here's Y level 80, and when you get into the mining age, this is what the standard ground Y level is. So I don't know if it was a difference. Like you have to build this on Y level 80 or the configs are messed up or something. So I put it down here because when I came back, I was inside the wall and I died. I don't know how many times, countless times, right here in the wall. So I dug all this out. I brought the teleporter down here, built it right here, went through, everything worked fine. When I came back, I ended up down here in this hallway inside in the wall, suffocating, and I died again. So the third time I came back here, and then the fourth and fifth time I came back here. Once I was in this block stuck, once I was in that block stuck. So I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what the heck I'm doing wrong. I've tore that thing and rebuilt it. The cool thing though is I have the RF Tools charge porter to come back, and this is kind of a cheaty little thing, but if I go in there and tear out the porter and then come back using this, I get extra portal frame blocks. So that's that thing. Okay, so what are we doing? Well, we have our tree farm ready, and it's doing great. It's producing extra charcoal. That's kind of what I wanted to get to, is eventually get to enough charcoal. It seems really dark. I don't know if it looks really... I have everything on bright. Just seems really dark to me. So yeah, we have our tree farm going. It's producing positive amounts of charcoal and positive amounts of extra wood. I'm going to be using that wood for something, and we might get to it today, we might not, but we're going to get to at least half of it today, I would say. But I went ahead and made a couple mechanism machines because, like I said, I went to the mining age, and in our bag, here's all the stuff I mined. So I got a bunch of osmium, a bunch of iron, got some diamonds and good stuff. And I made some of these enrichment chambers because a lot of mechanism stuff uses steel now. And in order to build stuff, we need to put the coal in here, put the iron in here. It turns into enriched iron. Put the enriched iron over here with more coal, and it turns into steel dust, and then we can cook it. The other thing that the recipes require is quite clear glass. And I couldn't figure out how to make it because it doesn't really tell you. If you type in quite clear right here, if I click on it, there's no crafting recipe other than this, which explains it, but I was told to put it in a smeltery and smelt it out, but that only creates clear glass, not quite clear glass, so big difference. So that's what we're doing. We're putting glass in here, and I think it requires 4 at a time or 3 at a time, I don't know, but this is what we need regardless, right? So enough talk. What are we building? Well, I want to get into, this was an easy way to get power for our teleporter, and that's great, but now we have the mining dimension, so that was kind of, we don't need that anymore, really. So I want to make a positive power source, and as you guys know, if you've watched me on any of my series, my biggest concern ever, and in all mod packs, is power. So I want to get into something, I don't think anybody's done it or is doing it yet, but it's the advanced generators. And there's a couple different ways to do it. Let's go to advanced. Advanced. There we go. This is the pack. This is all the blocks that are in the whole entire pack. But let me go through them. There's the gas turbine. There is the steam turbine. And there's the SYNGAS. Now, the gas turbine uses syngas to produce power. Steam turbine uses steam, of course, to produce power. Now, one of the things that the steam turbine requires is lava, so that you can use, oh, what did I do? There we go. There's a block that's kind of got a really cool texture to it, and it is right, nope. It's this one right here, the heat exchange controller. So basically what that does is it takes in lava, it takes in water, the lava heats the water up and produces steam, and then you draw out the steam into your steam generator, and the byproduct ends up being obsidian. So it's a cool way of making obsidian. It's a little bit expensive way to make obsidian, but it's a cool way of making obsidian. But we don't have a way of getting a constant lava source. The only thing that we have that you can even pump is something I made last night, is the electric pump right here, and that's from Mechanism. It's a pretty easy recipe to make. So since we don't have a viable source of lava, and I think there's something from Actually Additions that actually creates like individual lava source blocks, and we might look at that later on, but until then we're going to go a different direction, and I'm going to go ahead and sleep. I think the sun is down enough that we can sleep. Yeah, good, because I don't want to get killed while I'm talking. So we're going to use the syngas route, and I'll explain how that works. So syngas is a fuel that's produced using advanced generators, and basically all it is you pump in water and you give it a heat source, or a carbon source I should say. And there's a whole bunch of different sources that have carbon on it. If you look on the charcoal right here, it's got a carbon value of 1600, and I think wood actually has a carbon value on it. There's a couple things that have carbon values, but what it does is it heats up the carbon, and the carbon produces, with oxygen, produces a syngas, and then that syngas can be transferred into the syngas, or into the gas turbine, and it produces power. This doesn't produce the power though. It's these things down here called the turbines. So there's different tiers of turbines. There is the iron turbine, which is right here. This is the first one, and it produces 100 RF per tick. And you can see on there that it says it can be installed in the gas turbine or the steam turbine. So depending on which route you go, if you do steam or gas, you can use any of these turbines. This is the main working function of the machine itself, the multi-block, and these are all a multi-block structure. And so you can add up to 50 of those. So you could have what is that, 5,000 RF maximum on a iron turbine. I think the next one up is bronze. You can have up to 10,000 RF. Gold is 150, so that would be the second one. So that would be the second tier. And then the manilium, 500 RF per tick each for each turbine that you create. And then the vibrant also has 100 or 500 RF per tick, and it says the inertia is 120, and this one's 120. So I don't know if I don't know why they would put two turbines that would make the same thing. So we're not going to get that high. We might make a bronze. If I look in here, the only difference in the crafting recipes is if I click on that one and then I click on the iron one, the only difference is this part right here. Everything else is the same. And it's not really that hard to make. It's all iron. It's all it is. It's all the housing is iron. This is iron and sticks. This is redstone and iron and sticks. So the big thing is this, and it requires a lot of the ore itself. So to make bronze, I clicked on here, and there's bronze from forestry and bronze from mechanism. If we go to bronze from mechanism, if I get it there, there we go, bronze from mechanism. It is tin powder with a piece of copper, makes you some bronze. So it's not that bad. But let's go back and look at advanced again. Advanced, there we go. So the parts that we're going to need up front is we're going to need the SYNGAS producer controller. That we're also going to need. So it looks like we're going to need nether quartz. Ooh, and we don't have another portal, so we're going to have to make another portal. So we're going to need a SYNGAS producer controller. We're also going to need a fluid intake valve to get the water in. Okay. We're also going to need depending on how far we get, we're also going to need an item import. We're also going to need a heating chamber, and the heat chambers are one heat chamber for every mixing chamber. So here's the mixing chamber. This is where the stuff gets mixed into. So I think it's one for every 5 of these, if I remember correctly. And this just this is what helps heat up and make it a little bit more efficient. And is it the heat exchanger? Yeah, it's the heat chamber. And then we're going to get some other stuff. We're going to try to get at least through the SYNGAS part today. And if we can get further, then we will, but we might make this a 2-part advanced generators episode. And as far as how big the multi-block is, it should fit right inside this room right here. And then maybe we'll put the rest of our stuff out here. Or I could put it underneath just to keep it out of the way so you can't see it. That might be a good idea too, now that I think about that. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's do this. Okay, I got some nether quartz. Let's go ahead and get started on this SYNGAS. We're going to make this one first. So we need this piece here. Let's go ahead and get our crafting. Do I have any redstone with me? Let's see. I have redstone. And let's bring out this wood. I don't think I need... Looks like I'm going to need some more iron. Let's go grab some iron real quick. This thing is really iron intensive as far as materials, so hopefully we don't run out. I don't think we'll run out. I got a bunch of iron. Uh-oh. There we go. Whoa. All right, there we go. Let's see. Come on, change it. We got iron in here. And I thought I had some more iron. I don't see it. Maybe it's in this chest. You guys can clearly see that I am not ready, and I do not have anything. I'm very unorganized. All right, I certainly am not obsessive compulsive. That's for sure, or ADD or OCD or whatever. All right, let's get to this. Let's go ahead and build this thing. So we need the SYNGAS producer requires one of these, which requires a bunch of those. And we're missing sticks. We can make sticks. Let's make a bunch of sticks. All right. And so the SYNGAS controller requires those. Get 16 of those. Let's go ahead and make like 3 stacks of those. And then let's make this one. Let's make 2 stacks of those. I don't know how much we're gonna need. And then let's make one of these. Let's actually make 2 of those. And let's go back and let's make iron frames. Let's make a bunch of iron frames. And then let's make, what are we missing? Oh, the piece in the middle. Let's make that. So let's make 3 of those. I don't know how many we're going to need, so let's do that. All right, so we got enough to make this piece. So there's our SYNGAS controller. And let's put all this crap back. All right, so let's put this. Let's see how I want to do this. Let's see. We're going to come in underneath here. Let's put it right here. So this is going to be our SYNGAS producer controller. SYNGAS producer controller. And let's set it right there. Okay. Is that going to be a good place? I guess it really doesn't matter. Now, if you click on it, it's going to tell you this machine is incomplete. It requires at least 1 mixing chamber. Okay, so that's the next thing we're going to build. So let's go up here and let's find the mixing chamber. Can we build that with the materials that we already have? Nope, we're missing one of those. So let's make one of those. Let's make a couple of them. It seems like that's going to be a pretty important part. And let's do mixing chamber. Bam. All right, so we got that. And let's put all this back. And let's do something. How much coal do we have in there? Let's turn this on, keep that powered. All right, so we have our mixing chamber. Here's our mixing chamber. This is where all the good stuff's going to happen. And let's see, I think I can put it right here. Okay, yeah, I can. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up bringing stuff up through the bottom because I don't want to see it up here in the room. So we're actually going to bring up stuff through the bottom. So this is going to be a multi-block. It doesn't have to be in any particular design. It just has to be touching each other. And when it's done correctly, the black line will continue. If you do it wrong, there'll be a black line here. So as long as you keep making these things correctly, everything works good. So this is a mixing chamber. And I believe you can have multiple mixing chambers, yeah, up to 25. And for every, let's see, up to 10, mixing chamber, heat exchanger. Let's see, what's missing? No heat chambers installed. So the heat chamber, I think it's one for every 5 of these, but we're just going to make one of these for right now. So what this is going to do, it's going to import, it is going to import water and coal or trees, whatever. And it is going to do that by using a fluid import and a item import. And let's go ahead and put the fluid import in the bottom. So let's go ahead and make a fluid import. And we have the stuff to make that part. Let's do this. Fluid intake. Make one of those. Cool. Put all this back. Okay, let's put this fluid intake underneath. We're going to put that right there. So see how it's connected and the black line goes around. So there's our fluid intake, and we're also going to need an item intake. So let's do the item intake. And which one is that? Flux generator, fluid, item import. There's item import. That seems simple too. All right, so let's do item import. Get one of those. And the item import is going to be so that we can import the coal or the wood. So if it's a multi-block structure, they probably don't need to be touching, right? I wouldn't think. Let's put this here. Yep, it works. All right, so that's all hooked up. Now it says no heat chambers installed. We need to make a heat chamber. Let's go ahead and make our heat chamber. And that's right there. And let's see if we can make one of those. Heat chamber. Bam. Make one of those. I'm going to check real quick between segments here and see if it's one of these heat chambers per mixing chamber, or if it's per 5, or if it's 5 of these per one of these things in my hand. But we're going to put that on the top, right? So what that does is it helps heat up this stuff. So it provides heat. Now you can do this in 2 ways. You can heat it using your resources, which is kind of inefficient. Or you can heat it by pumping in steam, by having a separate steam boiler or something, and we could do that too, I guess, but I'm just going to do it like this. So this is how this is going to be set up. We are going to put an infinite water source underneath, so let's go ahead and dig down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need to do is give it not only power, but it's going to pump in water. We need to, this is going to produce a gas, okay? So now we're going to need to make, let's go into advanced generators again. Advanced. So now we're going to need to make a fuel tank. This can be put on a gas turbine controller. That's not really what I was looking for. But we're going to need to make a fluid output valve. Like that, right? Because we got to pump out the SYNGAS. So let's do this. Fluid output valve. Let's make one of those. And then we're going to need to make another fluid import valve. So make a fluid intake valve. So we got that. So on, let's see, how we want to set this up, I really don't know. We could keep one multi-block structure here and put the other against the wall here. That might be okay. So let's do this. Let's do this is going to be the output valve here. Bam. All right, and then we're going to skip space. And then we're going to put the fluid intake valve right there. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to need to make is the gas turbine controller. So the gas turbine controller is made like that. And let's see if we got all the materials that are required to make this piece. So it looks like we might have enough stuff. Let's check. Let's do gas turbine controller. We're missing all of the panes. So let's make some panes. Oh, we're missing iron. Oh, wow, we're missing iron that fast. We used all that iron. All right, so there's that. Let's do our binder composite. And did we put any iron in our bag, or did we completely use it all? We completely used it all. That's what I meant when I said it's iron intense. All right, so not in that one, not in that one, not in that one. Where did we put it? We have a stack left. Oh my God. All right. We're probably going to have to make an ore processing machine too, just to help us out. So let's go over here, and now we can make this. So let's do this, this. Let's do a couple of those. I don't know how many we're actually going to need. Let's do that, and then this is the gas turbine controller. Make one of those. We don't need two, just need one. All right, and then we're going to put it right here beside this piece. Now, this I could probably go that way, and this one I could probably go right beside it. So let's go like, we can keep it right here. It doesn't matter what direction they go as long as they keep connecting. Okay, so this is going to tell you that it's incomplete. It requires a turbine. All right. Not only does it require a turbine, but there's other parts that we can put with it. Not only can you put a turbine, you can put stuff that increases the efficiency. So you can see here there's a gas mix compressor, and if you look right there, it says it can be installed in a gas turbine controller. It increases the fuel efficiency to 185%. We want this, definitely. There's also a fuel air mixer. It increases fuel efficiency to 135%. So we want both of these. And they're not hard to make. Their recipes are fairly cheap. The advanced pressure valve looks like it's not going to be very, oh my gosh, it takes 8. Holy crap. All right, so we'll probably make the other one first. Yeah, this one. Yeah, we'll probably make that one. But we also want to make a fuel tank so that the SYNGAS goes into something. That just uses regular glass panes, and I cooked up every single piece of glass we had. Let's go back over here. I think I have glass in this chest. Or this one. Maybe it was this one. There we go. I'll always have enough. Alright, because it takes 7 to make a glass pane. That's funny. Alright, let's do this. Would I leave it in the chest? God, I do that all the time. Alright, tell you what. Is this chest? Which is the empty chest? This is empty chest. Let's put some stuff away. We don't need this. We don't need those. We don't need those. We don't need any torches or that. We don't need that right now. And we don't need any basalt. And we probably don't need our chisel or our that. And we should be good right there. That looks great. All right, so let's do this. And like this, make some glass panes. So we're set. Let's go back over here. Do you see all these plums? I mean, they just fly off the trees. It's amazing. I'll never be hungry. Although, I get hungry quite quickly. Let's go over here. Here's our binder conduit. So now we can make our pressure fluid valves. So let's do this and this. And then let's take our fused quartz and do that. And there's that. Okay, so we have that. That is going to go here. And if you do it right, you're going to get this little red thing showing up right there. You see that? And we're going to say export, always. And this is going to be import. Whoops. Let's do insert. There we go. And then downstairs, we're going to come out of here. And then like this, and then like that. This is going to be, we don't need that on there. This is going to be insert. There we go. And this is going to pull out. Out. Next. There we go. Always active. All right. There we go. So all we need now is power. All we need now is power. So that's hooked up. That's hooked up. This is ready. We need to make a turbine. So what turbine are we going to do? I think for this episode, guys, just so that we can get through the episode, I'm going to go ahead and make the iron one since we have iron. I could make the bronze one though, just so it's 200 RF a tick. What would it? I mean, it's not that much different, right? How many pieces do we need to make that rotor blade? What's this? A bronze turbine upgrade kit? Huh. what's it say? Right click while sneaking to upgrade. So if you already have an iron, you can upgrade it. So let's just do that. Let's just make the iron ones, and then I'll make some upgrade kits, because it's all it is an upgrade kit. So the turbine requires 8 blades and a piece of iron to make 1 rotor. All right. Each blade is what is that? 5 pieces of iron, but that gives you 4. So we only need 10 pieces of iron. So we can do that. We have that. So let's do this. Let's do that, and then we need 2. Good. And then to make that, we can do that. So there's our blade. So we got that made. And then this, we can just do that. So there's our first turbine. We are going to put that turbine right there. See how it connected? We're doing good. All right, now if I click on it, it's all set up. And it's telling you here, this is going to fill up with the SYNGAS, and then it's going to produce, this is going to be a buffer for your RF. So it's got 100,000. For every turbine we put on here, this is going to go up. And then when it turns on, it's going to tell you how much millibuckets of SYNGAS it's using, depending on its efficiency, but it's going to have a natural buffer right there. So that's cool. So, but before we do that, we want to make one of these upgrades so we can be a little bit more fuel efficient. So let's see. Do we have the stuff to make? What'd I do with all that cobble? I think I got rid of it. I brought just enough cobble. No, I did not, because I need more cobble. So let's grab some cobble out of here. Let's make, what do we do with our redstone? Let's drop down our redstone, and now let's do this upgrade, which requires 2 pistons, 2 right there. And you can only do 1 of these. See how it says you can only put 1, up to 1. All right, so we got that piece, and do we have everything? We're missing the glass panes again. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. And let's, wrong one. This one, nope, this one. There we go. So we have everything. So there's that. So we have that. That's perfect. So now we have 135% fuel efficiency, and you can put this anywhere. So we're just going to put it right there on the top. Once again, as long as all the lines are doing this, you're doing a good job. All right, so that's actually going to increase our efficiency, but we still don't have any fuel. But we do want to make a fuel tank. All right, so you can get up to 10 fuel tanks. I don't remember how much each one carries. Let's see if we have enough to make. We're missing panes. Oh, this is fun. All right, let's do that. Let's just make enough for 2, because I'm running out of iron. Getting kind of scared. All right, so let's make a fuel tank. At least it's going to carry. We'll put all the fuel tanks like right there. Okay, so it carries. It doesn't tell you how much it carries, does it? Oh, that's a shame. All right, so that's basically it right there. All right, so the next thing we need to do is, this thing is burning and it's producing RF, but I have no idea where it's producing or where it's going. But we're going to take this and take it downstairs just so we can show you what happens. But before I do that, let's how are we going to do this? I need to get, you know what we need to do is we need to make an RF storage module that is just for this stuff here. That I've been keeping this. This is all our extra wood, okay? And then let's just grab a couple stacks. That's more than a couple, but that's fine. Right now, you can see that it only has a carbon value of 300 or 400. If you look at a piece of wood itself, just the log, it's 1600, which makes sense because one log gives you 4 planks. So we are going to come over here, and we are going to put, this is the item in. It's got a natural buffer to hold 3, so we'll just go ahead and put these here. All right, so see what it's doing? It's burning the wood down and it's making the carbon. All right, so we're going to fill that buffer up for now. Eventually we'll have a chest that just keeps pumping in either charcoal. I'm thinking about just putting just a tree farm here all by itself, and it's just going to be for this thing here. So it maintains itself. We'll never have to worry about it. So we got that going. So now all we need to do is I'm going to plop this thing off. We need to get some power. Let's go get some power pipes. I think they're actually in here. There are some right there. Good. And I think we're going to be all set, guys. So let's go over here. Let's pop this bad boy off. Let's take it downstairs. And let's see here where we want to put this thing. Let's put this thing right here. All right. Did it connect to that? No, it did not. So we are going to put a connection like so. Uh-oh. 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 Why does the pipes not connect? Using needed, and it's not getting power. Maybe the power comes through here. Oh, there we go. All right, so that makes sense. I got to get used to the new mechanism. All right, so we got power coming in there, and then power coming in here. This is going to be extract, and then this power is going to be insert. All right. Now this thing has power. It's pumping water. If we go upstairs and look in here, this thing is not getting any. Why is it not getting any water? So that was a noob moment. All right, so we don't use pressurized. That's for steam. We just need these. All right, so let's do this. That, and then let's grab some of these, and like that, and like that. Okay, so this should solve all the world's problems by putting it there. Let's do extract always active, and then let's put this insert. Okay, there are also some redstone controls, and we'll get to that in a different episode, but we can set this thing to only work you know, at a certain time when we need it or whatnot. But this is going to be the best way of doing this. So let's put that there. This should automatically start extracting water into our system. Man, that's a beautiful thing right there. So if we go upstairs and we look in here, this thing, when it gets to, let's see, the heat I think has to get to about 150 heat units. Let's sit here and watch. It's going to go up, start going up really fast. That's not really that fast, is it? Fast forward. Okay, that's a quick fast forward. Now we're going to get to 150. As soon as you get to 150, you're going to start seeing this thing work. There it goes. Bam. So now it's producing steam, okay? And it's also producing SYNGAS. Now we're not seeing the SYNGAS because it's coming through here. You can see that little green goo, and it's coming into here. Now this is telling us that its efficiency right now, it's only using about 1/10 of a millibucket of SYNGAS, which is going in here. It's producing quite a bit of SYNGAS actually. To produce power, we're producing 100 RF per tick, all right? And then I don't know if we can tell how much is in the tank. Yeah, well that's just going to be a buffer tank. So I think the more tanks that we put on here, the more millibuckets we're going to be able to keep. Just to prove that point, because I am not that sure. Let's go ahead and make another one. Just curious. See if we got the stuff to make it. We probably don't have the panes. That's usually what we're missing. Yep, told you. We nailed that one. All right, let's do that. And let's make another tank. And this is, it says you can use up to 10. So let's look on here first. The tank is 17,000 millibuckets. If I put another one on here, it should go to 34,000 millibuckets. Is that correct? 33,000 millibuckets. Well, that's weird. So I don't know. But that's kind of cool. So peak fuel consumption, fuel efficiency is 135%. We are filled up with our buffer. This is producing power at 100 RF per tick. It's going to continue producing SYNGAS, and it's completely out of coal already. And this is only using, needs 40 RF per tick. That's a pretty powerful little machine. But it looks like we've already went through all our wood. So it's going to do that. But it's going to continue as long as it's producing SYNGAS, right? As long as it's got SYNGAS in here, it's going to produce power, but it's only going to consume it. When we looked, it was only 1/10 of a bucket, 1/10 of a bucket. So works out pretty good, guys. I'm happy that we got this set up, and it's going to continue to get bigger. We can go up to, what is it, like 50 of those? Let's look at the turbines. 50? Yeah, 50 turbines. We can do 50 turbines, so a 5x5. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll have a space in the middle we can jump over. We can make that look better. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll look nice. And then we go up 5 blocks. It'll just be a big, gigantic monstrosity. And we'll be happy with the world. I think. At least I think. Alright, guys. So that's been this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out if you guys want to use one or build this multi-block structure. But yeah, guys, next episode we'll continue with it and make it a little bit better. And I'll get a roof over our house where we're standing. And we'll get a tree farm and stuff moved, and this thing will be self-sufficient and an easy way to create power. So if you liked the video, guys, make sure you click that like button. Leave me some comments or suggestions. Make sure you watch all the videos in the description. Everybody that's on FTOG.net, their links are down there. And make sure, at least make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel, guys. Help me get to my goal this year. We made the first goal. We're going for the second goal by December. You can help me do it. Let's do this. See you guys.